Today, we're exploring something truly valuable, a powerful four-step method for approaching almost any problem you encounter. It comes from a classic book by mathematician George Polya titled How to Solve It. We've all experienced that moment. You're staring at a problem and nothing comes. Your mind feels blocked, and it's deeply frustrating. It can seem as though there's no way forward. But what if that moment isn't a dead end? What if it's actually the starting point? Here's how we'll approach this. We'll begin with that feeling of being stuck. Then we'll meet our guide on this journey, George Polya himself. From there, we'll unpack his well-known four-step method, one step at a time. By the end, you'll see how this framework can become a practical and reliable thinking tool of your own. Let's rethink what it means to feel stuck. Being stuck doesn't mean you failed. In fact, it's a signal. It's an indication that your current approach needs adjusting. In many ways, it's the real first step toward a solution. And on any meaningful journey, a guide helps. For us, that guide is George Polya, a brilliant mathematician who believed that problem-solving wasn't just about calculations, but about learning how to think effectively. He wanted to make that skill accessible to everyone. The result was How to Solve It, published in 1945. At the time, this wasn't just another mathematics book. It was a groundbreaking guide to structured thinking, built on clarity, curiosity, and method. Polya's goal was never to turn people into human calculators. Instead, he wanted to empower independent thinkers, people who could approach problems with confidence and insight, and even enjoy the process of figuring things out. So what's at the core of his idea? Surprisingly, it's very simple, just 4 steps. First, understand the problem. Second, devise a plan. Third, carry out the plan. And finally, this is crucial, look back. Let's take a closer look at each one. We start with step 1, truly understanding the problem. This may be the most important step of all. You can't solve a problem unless you're clear about what's being asked. This step is about building a solid foundation. Polya suggests asking yourself a series of guiding questions, almost like a checklist. What is the unknown? What exactly are you trying to find? What data do you have? What are the conditions or constraints? What are the rules of the situation? He even recommends doing something very simple, like drawing a diagram to move the problem from your head onto paper. One particularly powerful idea here is breaking the problem into parts. By separating its elements, you turn something overwhelming into something manageable. This is classic divide and conquer thinking. Once you understand the landscape, it's time for step 2, devising a plan. This is the creative phase where you connect what you already know to what you're trying to find. Polya introduces a set of prompts he calls heuristics, tools that help guide discovery. Have you seen a similar problem before? Can you restate the problem in a different way? These questions are designed to trigger insight. One especially important idea here is that you don't always need to start from scratch. Many problems are variations of ones you've already solved. Strong problem solving often comes down to recognizing patterns and building on prior experience. With a plan in place, we move to step 3, carrying out the plan. This is where execution happens. You work carefully through each step, checking your reasoning as you go. Then comes step 4, looking back. This step is often overlooked, but it's where much of the real learning occurs. You review your result, verify that it makes sense, and ask a broader question. Where else could this method apply? This reflection is what transforms a single solution into a lasting skill. You may discover a more efficient approach or realize that the same strategy can be used in a completely different situation. This is where growth truly happens. So what do you gain from this process? More than just an answer. You gain a framework, a thinking skill you can use far beyond mathematics. Whether you're tackling a business challenge, working through a creative block, or making an important decision, Polya's method provides a structured way to move forward. Ultimately, what Polya gave us wasn't just a set of steps, it was a mindset, a way to approach challenges with curiosity instead of anxiety, and with confidence that there is a method to finding clarity. You now have the map. You know the 4 steps. The only question left is this: what's the first problem, big or small, that you're going to solve?